So it finally arrived, my stylus for the Teclast F6 Pro laptop that I reviewed approximately 2 weeks ago. It's right here in the background. So this one has a hybrid screen on it because it's a convertible. You can flip it right around and convert this laptop into a tablet. Now this stylus here apparently has 1024 levels of pressure sensitivity. Now be really careful ordering it, because I got express shipping with this one because I wanted to get it in time for my review. And it never arrived in time anyway, but I had to pay with DHL a massive 27 euros tax on this. And the cost of this stylus is only about 19 or 20 US dollars, so it did turn out to be very expensive. So we'll take a look at it in this video here, see how it performs. Now I've got no means to test that 1024 levels of pressure sensitivity, but I'll have a look and see how it writes for people who want to do a lot of handwriting, a couple of little sketches, try and draw some lines and things like that, just so you get an idea of the performance you can expect out of the stylus. So good news is it does come with a quad A battery, because those batteries tend to be quite expensive, and normally all styluses that do have one of those batteries will include it in the box at least. So this here, I think, is just probably a guide. No, it's just like a warranty guarantee card or something, but that's all in Chinese. I don't read Chinese. And here we have the stylus, which feels really light. I wonder if it's made out of plastic. So this part here, that actually feels, okay, that's just made out of an alloy there, so that's very lightweight. And of course, we've got to put the battery in there. And the tip of it, no, not rubber. That's just a hard plastic, unfortunately. It would be nice if that was rubber, because it just feels a little bit better and doesn't tend to scratch the screen protector. So this has a screen protector on it, and I imagine it's going to probably end up scratching that up quite a bit. And then we have two buttons. There is no button on the rear. I do like it when they have these styluses with an eraser on the end. I find is a lot more handier than having to use the buttons or go and select the eraser function. Okay, so I want to first test out the hover feature of this stylus, and I can see it does have it, but okay, you got to touch the screen first, I think, to turn on and activate. That hover is only approximately about 3 centimeters away. Now, normally you actually see the hover being a little further away from that. It's already marking on there. So test out a little bit of the sensitivity. So I'll press really lightly at the moment, and then a little harder there, and it's a thicker line, of course. Just try a different pen there, probably would work out better. Okay, so that doesn't seem too bad there. I'm trying to draw just some straight lines, as straight as I can. There doesn't seem to be too much lag. That's relatively fast. I'm in OneNote here, of course. Now, right on the corners of the screen, sometimes they don't work right up to the corner, but I can see that it does actually, right onto the edge there. So that is good, right along the edge. Although some of those other cheaper styluses don't allow you to do that because they didn't have the digitizer panel right up against the very edge, but this I can see does. Now, accuracy of that nib there, I think I need to configure this. It seems to be right in the middle. I can see it's not too bad, but because we've got a non-laminated screen, of course that pointer is going to be about 1 or 1.5 millimeters away from the screen, so that's accounting for some of that inaccuracy there a little bit, but it doesn't seem to be too bad. That point, if you have a look, is quite close to the nib. I'll just zoom in here to try and show you that accuracy. You can see where the point is right now, and if I touch, see where it is? That's actually quite a little bit away from it, but of course it depends on the way you have it angled. At the moment, I don't have that angled sort of straight up. There's what you need to do, and there it is hovering. So that, once it's writing, it seems to be okay, but it is off a little bit there, if you see. Approximately about a millimeter or half a millimeter or so, but it comes and goes, doesn't it, with that accuracy? So you probably just need to configure, like right there now, it's to the right of it, the pointer, and there it's just lagging a little bit. But overall, I don't feel that is too bad, considering that the screen is non-laminated. This is definitely not an N-Trig stylus, the Surface stylus, which is probably a lot better than this one. In fact, no, it is a lot better, of course, than this particular stylus. I've converted the laptop now into tablet mode, so the screen's lying down. Most people will probably be using the stylus like this. So let's test out now, just doing a little bit of handwriting here. Check out the palm rejection that it's got. So I'll just write here, hello there. That is some messy handwriting. Now holding down the button at the top, that should allow me to just erase the strokes, which I can, as you can see. And I'll just select a different color here if the accuracy is going to let me. I've got to double tap or hold down, so just going to select another color. and we'll check out that palm rejection. So touching now, as long as the stylus is there, nothing's going to happen. Lift that up, and then, yeah, it lets you move it around. Okay, so raise that again, do a little bit more handwriting. Oh, what just happened then? So right there, writing that T, it shifted. So the accuracy of the pointer shifted right to the right then just for a split second. I don't know whether that was probably actually me moving with my palm. So we're going to have to try to keep the stylus touching the screen a little bit more than it would normally. Otherwise, you risk moving things around there, which is a little bit of a problem. So there's just some scribble I did before. I haven't actually erased all of that, just testing it out. So definitely a bit of a learning curve here to try and get the best performance with the stylus. So I'm going to just try and draw now a little cartoon. I'm not an artist, by the way, so prepare for the worst. Just try and draw something very simple, a very simple and ugly looking. What is going on? That's not detecting just then a couple of times the stroke. So, I mean, so far, well, it looks more like Homer actually, not Bart Simpson. There you go, that is very poor. And this stylus isn't exactly amazing. I kind of think this is a little bit poor as well. What's going on? It's just sometimes writing there, it doesn't want to work. It's either the palm rejection, or it's probably just me. I need to get used to doing this properly. So, okay, no, actually, Homer doesn't have a lot of hair, so what am I doing? So there's his ears. He's got his two bits of hair at the top. Let's draw his body there for a second. And what is he going to say? Hey, man. All right, that doesn't seem too bad this time around. So it's going to take a lot of practice to get used to using this particular stylus. But the performance, at least in OneNote here, yeah, that is very fast. But then again, look, it just missed a bit then. Why is that happening? Is that the pressure levels? I'm not too sure about that. I can see too that looking at it at an angle that the tip, because it's plastic and I have the screen protector on, it is leaving these tiny little faint scratches there. So let's have a look now at Photoshop performance with the stylus. Okay, so this is just going to be a quick test of pressure sensitivity, really, just to see if it's going to be working in here. Now, I'm doing this very lightly and I can see it's just leaving a mark there, so at least that's good. And if I press down heavier, looks like it's going to leave, yes, it does leave more of a mark when the heavier you start to press. And again, more scratches on that screen protector. So you probably want to go for a tempered glass screen protector there if you intend to use this a lot. But the problem with that is because the non-laminated screen, you're adding like a millimeter more. So that's probably going to make the stylus even less accurate and perhaps affect its performance. So you might just be better off risking not even using a screen protector. So that seems to be working okay. At least the pressure sensitivity in Photoshop seems to be quite a bit more sensitive than it does in OneNote. OneNote doesn't really seem to support it. Well, it does support it, but it doesn't seem to be as sensitive, but it's good to see that it's at least working here. Okay guys, so that is the stylus there for the F6 Pro, and overall I don't find it to be a particularly good stylus. Okay, we do have the pressure sensitivity and it does seem to work okay there. But what I'm not happy with is the accuracy of the pointer. Like right now in Photoshop, that is quite accurate. The problem is that when I was writing, at least sketching and trying to write right here in OneNote, that the problem was that the nib where it was registering would shift to the left or right about 2 millimeters. And I believe the culprit is probably down to the fact that this is a non-laminated screen. So the gap in it, so we've got the IPS panel, and then we've got the digitizer glass, which is soda lime glass. There's a gap of around 2 millimeters. Now on premium tablets, something like a Surface Pro 4, that gap is non-existent and it looks a lot more accurate, definitely when you use it. The tip of it, of course, being plastic means it's going to scratch up the screen protector. And overall, if you're an artist or you're quite serious about your sketches, drawing, and you need a good stylus, you like to write a lot of notes, you will get quite frustrated and you will be disappointed with this stylus, I feel. So if you really need a tablet or a notebook or convertible like this, look for more premium options. Look at something like the Microsoft Surface Pro 3 or 4, perhaps a used one, and just hunt around. Even a Surface Book 2 is better. Something with a Wacom or N-Trig stylus is 10 times better than this one. Thanks a lot for watching this little overview and quick demonstration, quite a poor demonstration because I'm not an artist, of the F6 stylus.